Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final thoughts ahead of the Game Week 32 deadline later today. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below. Let's try and hit 50 likes. Leave a comment, what are you doing with your team for Game Week 32? Subscribe if you're brand new. With all of that out of the way, let's get into the video, and I really hope that you enjoy. So starting things off, this is what my team is currently looking like for Game Week 32. Still not 100% settled on it at all. As you can see, Robertson is on my bench. Honestly, him and White have changed places so much, it's getting ridiculous at this point. But yeah, I've got Sarr in goal, Newcastle away, and at the back, I've got White, Trent, Doherty, and Laporte. So this is my reasoning for playing White at the moment, but again, it could change back to Robertson. A lot of people are going to have Ramsdale because he's back now, he's fit. And so if they do keep a clean sheet against Brighton at home, which they probably should do, I'm going to lose out on those points there, whereas, you know, everyone's getting them from Ramsdale and stuff. So I kind of need my Arsenal clean sheet in the team. But then at the same time, I'm benching Robertson, who I know if City do score, that's kind of two clean sheets gone for Trent and Robertson. But at the same time, you have to kind of imagine them as midfielders now, because their assist potential is so high. You know, even if they do concede, you know, there's still a chance that they get returns from like assists and stuff. So that's the kind of conundrum that I've got right now. I'm obviously going to play Trent over Robertson because a lot, like, Trent's ownership is just so much more than Robertson. So if, you know, if Robertson does nothing and Trent pops off and I bench Trent, then it's, you know, it's GG's for me. But anyway, I think that I'm kind of sold on this. I don't think anyone else on my team is going to get benched. Like, Laporte's not going to get benched. Doherty's not going to get benched after he just scored and got an assist. So yeah, I feel like I've got a really strong 11 this game week that they're just all going to play. But yeah, midfield, I've got Rafinha away at Watford, Salah away at City, Son away at Villa, who is now my captain. And then I've also got Saka at home to Brighton, and then Weghorst at Norwich away, which, I mean, potentially I could get rid of Weghorst and just play 5 at the back this week. I haven't completely outruled that. It's just I know the 1 week that I bench Weghorst, he's going to bloody get a hat-trick or something. His underlying stats are so bad that it's actually kind of foolish of me to play him over Robertson. But I know Norwich away is a big game for them because they are still in this relegation battle. They need the points. And they have just scored 3 against Everton. But I know if I bench him, he's going to pop off, so I don't want to risk it. And then, of course, I've got Lacazette at home to Brighton, and my bench is Foster, Robertson, and Ramsey. So that is how my team is currently shaping up for Game Week 32. Of course, the deadline is today, so I've not got much longer to think about this. But I think I'm going to kind of settle on this and then just, you know, hope for the best. You know, City away is arguably the worst fixture of the season, even for a team like Liverpool. You know, there's quite a few goals in these games as well from past from this fixture and past seasons and stuff. So I don't think it's going to finish 0-0. I know it's going to be quite cagey. Neither team is going to want to go down because it's such a big game. Like, if Liverpool win this game, you know, they go top. I mean, if they draw, obviously nothing changes, but you know, it's honestly such a close title race between these teams, so it literally could come down to this Sunday. City do have the easier fixtures for the remainder of the season than Liverpool, but I don't really think Liverpool are going to drop points anywhere if they beat City this week. So yeah, it's kind of a tough call, but I think I'm going to go with this. But anyway, this is a final thoughts game week preview kind of video, so obviously there's quite a few questions to go over. One of them is what to do with Tierney. If you are a Tierney owner, of course, he is injured, potentially out for the season. I think it's... Honestly, I think it's worth getting rid of him now. Like, you could easily downgrade him to White, because the thing about Arsenal players is obviously they've got doubles coming up. Let me just quickly reload this so you can see fixtures and stuff. They have a Game Week 33 double, and they have a Game Week 36 double. So Arsenal players are quite nice to have at the moment. And between there, they've got okay fixtures. You know, Man United and West Ham, not the easiest fixtures, but like, if you have somebody like White who's 4.5, 4.6, you can easily just bench him if you're not thinking that they're going to do very well in those fixtures. He's a very cheap option. So you could downgrade Tierney to White. You could also upgrade him to somebody like Cancelo if you do have the funds. Like, let's say you have somebody like Weghorst. You've already played your bench boost. You're not too bothered about owning him anymore, even though I would not get rid of him at all because his fixtures are really nice. I know his stats have been terrible, but you could get rid of somebody else and then upgrade Tierney to a Cancelo. I know he doesn't have the greatest fixture this week because he obviously has Liverpool at home, but after that, I mean, look at City's fixtures. Like, this is why I'm going double City defense, you know, and I don't think a lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are kind of jumping on the forwards, but there's so much rotation in Pep's lineup. And I know that Cancelo and Laporte will also get rotated and stuff, but you know, I can't see them conceding a goal in like any of these games. Like Brighton struggled to score. They couldn't even score against Norwich with like 31 attempts or something. It was actually crazy. And then Watford at home, you know, they have to keep a clean sheet there, surely. Leeds away should be keeping a clean sheet there. Newcastle should be. West Ham a little bit more tricky, but should be. Villa should be. And then Wolves away, they should be keeping a clean sheet for the rest of the season. I know it doesn't go like that because it's football, but on paper, I think double City defense is definitely the way forward. But I just think premium defense is the way. I think like if you've got the funds like up front that you don't really need, like the only capable striker at the moment I think is Kane, to be fair. Like there's not really anybody else that's doing anything. You know, the likes of Antonio is just kind of the remainder of the season has just been terrible. Weghorst can't seem to hit a barn door. You got Lacazette, who's not been too bad, but is quite expensive for what he does produce. You got Calvert-Lewin, who's doing nothing. Richarlison, I mean, yeah, he did just get quite a big haul, but both of them were penalties. You know, apart from that, would he have really got anything from those games? No. So yeah, there's not really that many strikers that are good options at the moment. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of Lacazette at all because obviously he's got 2 doubles coming up, and I don't think you should be selling double game week players now at all. If you have a free hit in game week 33, then I think that obviously it's not too bad. But obviously a lot of people are like getting rid of Salah for Bruno this week, and then obviously bringing him back. I'm not sure I'm convinced about that. I know that United have a double in game week 33 and it is Norwich and Liverpool, but you know, if he doesn't do anything in that Norwich game, and then, you know, we all saw what happened in the reverse fixture between Liverpool and United earlier on in the season. If we get a replica of that, then you've got obviously lost Salah for Bruno, which has been a transfer, and then you have to transfer him back in, which is obviously going to cost you a little bit more money, and also it's going to cost you 2 transfers. So I don't think that's the play at all. Obviously, if you're in a free hit for game week 33, then you're fine because you can just free hit Bruno in and you just get Salah back anyway. But I think if you're not on a free hit, I think it's quite a costly move if you are getting Salah back. And Salah's got Everton at home as well in game week 34. Like, that is such a good fixture. Like, we all know how bad Everton have been this season. I don't care that it's a derby. You know, Liverpool will run riot in that game. You know, they just conceded 3 against Burnley, and Burnley do not score goals. So yeah, I think having Salah for the long run is definitely 100% needed. But yeah, Tierney, again, downgrading to somebody like White or upgrading to another premium defender like Reece James, Cancelo, someone like that, because the fact that Chelsea are now probably out of the Champions League as well. I'm not going to say they are because, you know, it's Chelsea. They can easily bring it back. But Tuchel himself said that, like, that they're concentrating on Southampton. You know, they need to put a strong squad out for Southampton to get back to winning ways. Reece James will start against Southampton, most likely, like 99% sure. So he could easily be someone you upgrade to from Tierney. I just think premium defense is the way forward for the remainder of the season, especially with how bad the strikers have been. And as well as that, like, captaincy choice, I mean, if you're a Son owner or you're a Kane owner, they're probably going to get the armband. There are a couple of other options as well. Like, I mean, Rafinha, I don't think has done enough to really warrant giving them the armband. Saka, I think Saka is an okay captaincy choice this week. Like, he's my vice at the moment. I'll probably make my vice Salah. But, you know, Brighton at home, they will want, I mean, Mikel Arteta will want a response 100% after just losing 3-0 to Crystal Palace, because them, like, Arsenal and Tottenham are in such a big race for that top 4 right now. They can't afford to drop any more points. So I think Brighton, I think they'll come out guns blazing, and I think you'll want a massive response. So yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong really with captaining Arsenal players. But I think Son and Kane, you know, I think they're second for like XG in 2022 or something. That they've scored like 30 goals in 2022. Like, they're absolutely on fire. So yeah, I think a Spurs forward is definitely the way to go this week. I mean, Salah is also an option. You know, he does like the big stage. I don't think there's anything wrong with going with Salah either. But I just think you kind of, if you want to go Salah, then fair play. But I think you're kind of risking it a little bit, especially if Son and Kane do really, really well. But I think that's pretty much everything that I really wanted to talk about today. I don't think there's any other big questions that need answered. Like, this week is kind of just, we're kind of just assessing the damage this week. A lot of people do own City and Liverpool players. You know, depending on that game is very much how the game week's going to go. You know, if that finishes like 0-0, then obviously there's going to be quite a few points. If it finishes like 2-2, and like Salah's not involved in any goals, or, you know, you just get someone that's just not really highly owned for City getting goals, you know, it will be like a low scoring game week. But then of course game week 33 is the big one. It's a big double. I will be making free hits on that, and transfers and all that stuff. But that is going to be everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment. What are you doing with your game week 32 team? Subscribe if you're brand new. Everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time, peace.